Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the essentials of basic nutrition. We're going to take what can feel like a really complicated topic and turn it into a super clear, easy-to-use guide for anyone who's taking care of kids.
Yeah, it can totally feel like that sometimes, can it? But don't you worry, we're going to put all those puzzle pieces together. We'll start by looking at the fundamental building blocks of nutrition. What's actually in the food we eat and why our bodies need it so much. So let's kick things off with the absolute basics. What even is a nutrient? Well, simply put, it's any substance our body needs to do its job, to breathe, to move, to grow, all of it. Just think of nutrients as these essential materials our bodies can't make themselves, which means we absolutely have to get them from our food.
Okay, so all of those nutrients, they fall into two main camps, and the big difference is just about how much we need. On one side, you've got the macronutrients. These are the ones we need a lot of. They're basically our body's fuel. And on the other side, you have the micronutrients. We only need these in smaller amounts, but they're absolutely essential for keeping the whole engine running smoothly. Each of these macronutrients has a super specific, vital job to do. Carbs, they're our go-to for quick energy. Protein is kind of like the construction crew, building everything from our muscles to our skin. Fat provides that long-term energy storage and acts like a cushion for our organs. And then there's water, which makes up more than half our body weight. It's the ultimate delivery service, moving everything exactly where it needs to go. So, if the macros are the fuel, you can think of the micros as the spark plugs and the engine oil. They're all the vitamins and minerals that make thousands of different chemical reactions possible in our bodies. They don't give us energy directly, but without them, our bodies couldn't use that energy or digest food or build anything at all. They really are the essential helpers that make everything else work.
Okay, so now we know about the building blocks. The big question is, how do we put them all together to create a healthy diet? Well, it really just boils down to 5 pretty simple principles. Let's call them the 5 keys to healthy eating.
That's it, just 5. See? You don't have to let nutrition feel so overwhelming. It all comes down to these key factors that, when you put them all together, create this incredibly powerful foundation for good health.
And here they are. First up, adequacy. That just means getting enough of all the good stuff so you don't run low. Second is balance, and this one's so important. It's about not getting too much of one thing that it messes up another. Like, did you know too much calcium can actually stop your body from absorbing iron? Crazy, right? Third is calorie control, the classic energy in versus energy out. Fourth, moderation. This is the secret to a diet you can actually stick with. Not too much, not too little, which means, yeah, you can have a cookie, just not the whole box. And finally, variety. Eating a rainbow of different foods is the best way to make sure you're getting all those different micronutrients we were talking about.
And this quote just nails it. It really sums up the absolute simplest way to hit all 5 of those keys. When you focus on whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, whole grains, you naturally get the nutrients you need without all the extra sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats you find in a lot of processed stuff. But here's the thing. Eating isn't just a science, is it? It's so personal, so psychological. If we want to make healthy choices, we've got to understand all these powerful and sometimes hidden forces that are influencing what we decide to put on our plates every day. Okay, first and foremost, you've got taste. Our personal preferences for sweet or salty or savory, even just how food feels in our mouths, that's probably the #1 driver of what we choose to eat. Then there's culture. The foods we eat for holidays, at family get-togethers, even just on a normal Tuesday. So much of that is tied to our background and our heritage. It really shapes our whole relationship with food. And of course, our daily routines play a huge part. That coffee you grab every morning, the afternoon snack from the vending machine, these habits, good or bad, often decide what we eat without us even giving it a second thought. And oh my gosh, we cannot forget about advertising. The media is working around the clock to shape our cravings, to convince us that we need to eat this or drink that to be happy or cool or satisfied. And finally, emotions. When we're stressed out or sad or celebrating, our eating habits can go completely haywire. For some of us, stress means we eat everything in sight. For others, it completely kills our appetite. So knowing all this, the science part and the psychology part, how do we actually make it simple? How do we make the healthy choice the easy choice, especially when you're in the middle of a crazy day trying to feed kids?
Well, luckily, the official guidance has been evolving to help us out. We've gone from that kind of confusing food guide pyramid back in 1992, then to the more abstract My Pyramid in 2005, and now we have the super simple, really practical My Plate, which came out in 2011. The goal has always been the same. Just make it easier to picture what a healthy meal looks like.
And this is the magic of MyPlate. It gives us this really clear visual blueprint for every single meal. Just by glancing at your plate, you can do a quick mental check. Is half of this fruits and veggies? Are most of my grains whole grains? Did I remember a lean protein? It's just a simple guide that cuts through all the noise and helps you build a balanced plate every single time. So, at the end of the day, if every plate tells a story, what story is yours going to tell today? By understanding these basic building blocks and using a simple guide like MyPlate, you are totally empowered to decide. You have all the tools you need to make that story a healthy, vibrant, and, let's be honest, a delicious one.